Hi all, back with more Conflict to Heroes. So, Campaign 1, Mission 1, Behind Enemy Lines. This will be my part 4 of it. You can see the mission track's up to step 6 now, and I've scored the victory hexes. We have 1 unit eliminated. We've eliminated 2 of his, but remember, the main goal of this mission is really to get down here. Okay. This guy getting spent, but then this guy appeared. Was he one of the REs? Can't remember, but we do have, at least we've got him. I mean, he could try and progress down. I think that's what we're going to have to try and do. Oh yeah, no, an RE popped up here, and that turned out to be one of our guys as well. Which is good. It does mean that there's plenty more Soviet units to come on board though. So, but I think I shouldn't be distracted and going hunting for these. I should be just making my way down. Now, how do you get through this, or what? I mean, getting through it. I mean, what route am I going to take? Am I going to come round this way? I mean, I'm going to come into this guy's line of sight. He's going to get to fire. I think I probably want to do that rather than come close to the NKVD and the dogs. Probably want to stay away from them, so I probably do want to try and come around, I think. Whether I can, yeah, see I can't. What kind of terrain's that? Is that some kind of terrain that I can't move into? Okay. Is it marsh or something? No, I don't think it's marsh, is it? I'm not sure what that is, to be honest. Is it just water? Yeah, it's maybe just water, isn't it? A pond or a lake or something. Yeah, water, river, lake. I'm just wondering if my printout of it might not show up the best of colour. What does it say about water? Oh, Grant, can you not move through it? It's +4 APs for a foot movement, and you get a -1 DM in it. I can only think that's what it is. I suppose it does look a bit like... to be honest, maybe not. Could it be a sort of dip down? A sort of quarry-like thing or something? Nah, maybe it is just water. I guess I'm just thinking about it because could I move through them rather than come into this guy's line of sight, but I think we probably need to come down and try and take this guy on. Okay. Right, let's get on with it then. Now, yeah, I mean, he's here. I mean, we could go in and stack, but it's going to be an extra +1 to move in there, and I would hate to get caught in there. Thing is, we could take a risk with it now. They're not going to have line of sight on us. But what if I get spent in there? Then that's 2 of us sitting in the 1 hex, which isn't clever. But if I don't do that, I'm going to have to go 1, 2 round, whereas I could just go 1, 2. I'm sort of slowing myself down by coming around. Then again, you're checking on a 1, Grant. Yeah, let's take it a bit safer and go around like that. And check on a 1, I think. Now remember, I've still got 3 cards. Ooh. Rapid deployment, move 2 hexes. Well, maybe just keep that just now, because that costs 0 to use. We've got an auto rally follow me card. That's the one that I would have to, if I was wanting to use the APs rather than the caps, I would have to use the APs from the unit that you're actually going to rally. Pretty sure that's right. Okay, so round there we'll check on a 1. We get a 5, so we would have got away with it going in there, but you just never know, eh? And if we got stuck in there and then this NKVD and the dogs coming towards us stacked together with the other unit, that wouldn't have been very clever. Right, back to them. Reshuffle after this. So I'll put the discards on top of the deck just to remind me. And there's a green card, though they've not got anything spent anyway, have they? Right, counteractions, well, we did not pass and we did not fire, so they're ignored. There's no hit AI. Is there anything that can fire? Is there anything within 2? No, there is not. No, nothing can fire. So AI furthest from a unit that has just acted, or mission objectives, no mission objective, low risk meteors. So this is the AI furthest from. See, that one's different, isn't it? When you think about it, I was starting to say, right, furthest from, closest, but it's not. Or is it? It's still the same, isn't it, Grant? Isn't it? No, it is different, that. Right, anyway, I think it can work. Let's just look at that. So, the unit that just acted is this guy. So we're looking for the AI that's furthest from that. So, I mean, this guy's only 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think you've got to take that one literally, haven't you? Rather than looking at what we've looked at before, which is, where am I? Which is furthest from. I mean, it does say furthest from. The description is the AI which is furthest from its closest target. But however, this is the target. So there's no getting around that one. It's not that I'm looking at a different target, so I think we're just looking for the AI that is furthest from it. Is that right? Or do you still consider that? Maybe. Yeah, maybe I still do. So looking at this unit, which I think this might be. So his closest target, well, his closest target is that though, isn't it? I mean, if it's not taking the closest target bit into account, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's 10 away from the unit that just acted. I kind of feel like that's how this one should be looked at. It doesn't really bring the closest to bit into it. Because if it did, then this would be 1, 2, 3, 4 away from his closest target, and the target has to be the unit that just acted, and this one would be 1, 2, 3, 4 away from the closest target. Now it could be that that's the intention. Hold on though. This guy here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 away, because he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 away from that too. So he is furthest from his closest. Yeah, and I can't count this guy here because that guy's going to be closer than that. So, and then anything over that side is going to catch that before that, isn't it? And that guy away up there is going to catch these guys. You know, if we're looking at what his closest is. But I'm not sure about that. So, it's either this guy, if we're just directly looking furthest from, or it's this guy, because this guy is furthest from his closest target being the actual target, he's furthest from, whereas this guy would be closest to that rather than that. So it's him or him. I'm not sure. Well, let's see if I can find, what is it, furthest from a unit that just acted. Let me go and search for that. Okay, I couldn't find anything. Kind of stumped here. So I've actually posted a question. I don't know if it's coming across as a dumb question or not. I think there is 2 ways you can look at it, but maybe there's not, because as I've just read the definition of furthest from, the AI which is furthest from its closest target, it does seem to suggest that who is the AI that's furthest from but closest to that, if you know what I mean. That's right, isn't it? Yeah, because I can't count this because his closest target is that. So it's not that. This guy's closest target is that. This guy's closest target is that. However, they're just 4 hexes away. This guy's closest target can be that or that. So I want to say that he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 away. So he's the furthest from. I'm going to go with that one because I'm not going to wait on an answer here. I already got a question out there that's not been, nobody's had a go at it. So I'm not going to wait and finding this out. So I'm just going to call this one myself. And I'm going to call it the way I think they are. I mean, initially when I looked at that card, I thought maybe we should be literally looking at the AI that is furthest from this. Because if the instruction was AI furthest from a unit, right, but not acted, then it would be this guy, wouldn't it? Because you're looking at furthest from closest. This would be 4, this would be 4, this would be 6. So, yeah. So I'm going to go with that, and maybe that then makes my question a little dumb. But I'll tell you something. And I could put money on this one, right? I could put money on this one. I would put money on this one if I was a gambling man. Now, I might be a gambling man, I might not be, but if I was a gambling man, I would put money on this. But who's wanting to take my money? I bet there's people out there that have looked at that card and say, AI furthest from a unit that just acted. Right, who's the furthest AI away from that? I'm sure there's folk that have done that with that one. Now, there's probably people that do it with all the instructions for furthest from, and they don't realise that it's furthest from closest to. So that's probably the same people that would do that. But I even think the way that's worded, that even people that have been looking at that would maybe still grab the furthest unit from, the furthest AI from that unit and move it. Anyway. Okay, I'll make the call that it's this guy, and it's a low risk move, isn't it? That's the only hits that's going to get him closer. He is not in a fire zone. He is still not in a fire zone because remember, it's nighttime rules. So that's a check on a 1. We're going to reshuffle in a second, but I'll do the check on a 1. We get a 4, and I will shuffle up the order deck. Back in a sec. Okay, deck shuffled up, so we're good to go. So it's me again, and I forgot we do have this unit up here. Not really in any cover or anything like that, but I have a slight temptation. To move them into there, and I'll tell you why. Because, I mean, I know maybe I shouldn't be getting distracted here though, and keeping things switched on and making my moves. Well, not only is it moving into a defensive hex, but it's then going to be 2 away from this, but there's no line of sight. But if this was to get a move towards order, okay, a low risk move towards it wouldn't do it. But if it got a normal move towards order, then it would move into one of these 2 hexes adjacent to me and would get to reveal it. So I quite like the thought of that one. Should we stick with our plan? No, I'm going to do that. I'm going to move that into there. Now it's going to be a check on a 2 because he's moving into a wooden building. And yeah, I mean, these are all blocking line of sight hexes. But you can see what I mean, that if he moves into here or here, we're now adjacent to it and we're going to reveal it. And that's before he gets to carry out any attempts at shooting at us. So if it is one of our guys, and if it's not one of our guys, one of them, then we're in short range and able to have a shot at him. Well, that is if we survive the spent check, because I've only got one cat left. So we're checking on a 2. We get a 6. Good. Well, that's really good, because that means I can now leave that guy sitting there, and if this guy ever does make that move, then yeah, we'll step in. Well, we'll see what he is first, and then we'll step in and decide what to do. Right, back to the AI. we get AI plus units. Track's moving too quick. Yeah, well, you did say somebody didn't like the way that worked before, and you thought it was all right. It's kind of punishing you. Well, in the last couple of missions, I think, to be honest, it's kind of punished you. Okay, if AI plus units less than or equal to 10. We've got a few more now though, but I think we're still within the 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for the dog. 1 for the dogs as well. So we do have 8, and it's a move of 2. Well, I'll tell you what, it does. That's not. I tell you what, I'm quite happy with that one because it's skipping over that reinforcements, which was placing RE counter on hex A10 and a Soviet rifle into the RE cup. Well, we're skipping by that. That is not in yellow, so we're not going to apply that. We are going to apply flares. Units in AI can see others in open terrain at any distance. So it's only open terrain, any distance, for this AI in the next player's turn. So, actually, that's going to reveal that. Right, hang on. Let me show you before I start. Getting carried away. Right, so we need to deal with a few things here, because this guy is in the open. He's in an open hex. I know it catches the corner of that building, but the hex is what the dot is in, and that's just the shadow of the building that you're seeing. So it's just open terrain, that. So he's going to get revealed. He's in cover. He's not in line of sight. He's not in line of sight. This guy might also be getting revealed. He's in cover. Remember, they've got to be in the 0 DM hex. Yeah. Yeah, none of the rest down here are... hold on. That might be. Right, a couple of things we've got to look at then. Well, we know this guy is. Now, I don't suppose there's any order on how we go about this. But they need to be revealed. Yeah, because RE as well, we played this, the previous mission was that if it was in an open hex and in line of sight, the problem with this mission is generally line of sight's only 2 hexes, but with flares have just went off. Units in AI can see others in open terrain at any distance for this AI in the next player's turn. So that is that. So, well, how about we just reveal this one? Because this is a definite. We definitely have line of sight on that, and it's an open hex. So I'm going to do that first. Mind you, in the order we're doing these, well, you know what? I don't know. We'll just... Because there might be another 2. No, that guy... I think that guy's covered by that building, is he not, Grant? Why did you... Yeah. Maybe I was thinking this guy. I don't think so. I don't think he's going to be. Right, let's see. This one here, anyway, is... Right, well, that's a Soviet rifle pointing that way, I think. Actually, that's not a Soviet rifle. That's NKVD. That's kind of bad, because they're tougher, aren't they? 13 of frontal defence. Right then. Well, it is what it is. So let's look at the other 2 possibilities. I don't think this is now when I'm looking. I don't know why. Yeah, that's clearly going through that hex there. And if we're looking coming from there, that's a building that's covered on there. So even though he's in an open hex, we've not got him in line of sight. The other one was this guy down here. Here. He's in an open hex, and just there's a gap there. And yeah, I'm going to have to look at this a bit better. Hang on. I'll just move them back and that back. So we're looking from here to see if we can get here. So, yeah, I think that's okay. Now, yeah, because the hex that is catching, it's not catching that hex there. And although the bit of the building sticks out, and you might see it going by there. I'll try and zoom in for you on that area. while I'm doing it, just to show you, because I've looked back when I'm using this thing. You don't really get a good look. Hang on, so it's that dot to that dot. That's what it is there. That's not crossing any. Like I say, it maybe touches the corner of the building, but it's not catching the actual hex. Definitely not. It's definitely not going into that hex. So that's clear. So let me move these back. They were in there, and this guy's in there. So that's going to be revealed as well. This guy here, because he's in the open, it's in line of sight because of the flares. Yeah. Well, that could be an interesting one to have as a German unit. Right, here we go. No, it's not. So much for that. I want to say he's going to be that way, facing these two guys. Yeah, it makes sense. Well, that didn't work out too well for us, did it? Oh well, never mind. Right, so track moved twice. We've done that. The flares event is ongoing, and it will be ongoing an hour turn as well. So you got to remember that if we move into a hex, it's maybe going to get line of sight. Well, the other thing is we can shoot at these, can't we? Oh, hang on. He's in a building, and it does just say units in AI can see others in open terrain. Yeah, so it still doesn't allow you to shoot into a terrain modified hex. That guy is in the open though, and he's got a range of 9. So, in actual fact, he could have a pop at him. It's 4 against. We have 1 cap left. It's 4 against 13, but it's not terrible. We could chuck the cap at it, maybe, or maybe not. Even. Okay. Anyway, it's the AI's turn, so they might actually be shooting at us first. So we'll move the track. There's nothing up close. Fresh AI less than fresh units. No, because again the RE count for that. AI closest to a target, low risk move towards. Well, there you go. I was hoping for just a normal move towards, but that could be this guy here trying to low risk towards this guy. And I'm not sure he's going to be able to do it. Or if he is, it's going to be Grant's way of doing it. And in a way that you're probably going to disagree with. But we'll see. Hang on. So, AI closest to a target, low risk move towards. Okay. Right. Yeah, he's definitely the AI that's closest to a target, but whether he can lower his move towards that guy, I don't know. So let's have a closer look. So we know he can't move here and he can't move here, and they're the only 2 hexes that's going to get him closer. So if you are going to do anything here, Grant, you're going to have to do one of the moves that certain people maybe disagree with. I still see the move around to the flank as being an option, and in fact I think that's going to be the move, and I think that's a legal move. But again, I'd like to get this part cleared up, and this I'm pretty sure this was part of my question towards Academy Games, because it's all about moving to the flank but not getting closer. And this was a question. So, however, at the time, the other move that was moving closer into a DM hex seems like that was the answer. But however, this situation, because he cannot, although that's a DM hex and that's a DM hex and he can move closer, it specifically does say that it will not move into close combat, will not move into an opponent's short range fire zone. Which is, it's interesting to have that in there when we're talking about the AI low risk moves being a sort of. I think that's Tracy back. So give me a sec. Right, back. It was actually just somebody at the door. Yeah, I was saying interesting that they're in part 5.3.2 as well, that they'll not move into close combat, will not move into short range fire zone. So, but I mean, surely that means they will not do that no matter what, you know, because you could say, well, it's still moving closer. That he's going to just do that, but I think that's maybe being a bit overboard, Grant. Anyway, I'm not going to consider them. I'm definitely not doing that. I'm not going to consider them as you just ignore them because they move closer. Because why would it be there? You know. Okay, that's a stupid comment. I think, Grant. We should just not have said that. However, okay. I still think the guy will move in there, and I know there's some of out there that would disagree. So I get that, but he is not in a fire zone. He will move into another non-fire zone hex. Yeah, he's not getting closer. But if we move up to the movement hierarchy, he's not getting the fewest number of hexes away, right? But there's 4 bullets to this, not just 1. There's 4. So he's not getting closer. Is he staying out of a fire zone? Well, he is. That one's a bit sort of like, well, it says we'll move out of fire zone. So if he was in one, he would move out of one. He's not in one, so we can ignore that one. Is he going to move into his highest defensive modified hex? Well, it's just, well, no, it's not. It's going to be a 0 DM hex. But is he going to, the fourth bullet, is he going to move towards an enemy's flank? And that's where I say yes. Because then he can move in there, and then he can move into his flank. And I've said this all along. This is what I believe is right. If you're not going to do that, then obviously he cannot make a low risk move. If you're not going to consider that, then we're going to have to look towards somebody else. But just, that's fair enough. It was me, after all, that said, look, there's plenty of instructions on the card. Why not, you know, move on to the next instruction if you have? Well, we don't necessarily need to do that. We just need to look at the next AI that's closest to a target, and he might be able to low risk move towards it. You know? But to me, I still see that as a low risk move. He's not moving any further away. He's not moving closer. But 5.2 says that if he's moving, it says it's moving into a target's flank. So, he's moving into a target's flank. So, yeah. Anyway. Yeah, but I think that's meant to suggest, as Lewis said, it's a definition of what they're trying to do. They're moving into the flank. They're moving around. They want to get into the flank. So that's my take on it. That's my take on it, and I'm gonna do that one. Because these are still ones I feel kind of strong about. Now I need the designer to come along and tell me, no, you can't do that. That's not a move. But going by that quote that I've quoted a few times, it was back years ago, but okay, that was from the designer. That seemed to suggest that was alright. And that thread that I got from Doug, what was it called? Oh, can't remember. I was going to keep that handy actually. Yeah, hang on. Yeah, I know I'm going on again, aren't I? It was called Understanding Low Risk Moves, and it was 2020, the end of 2020, so not a million years away. So, but he's laid it out really well. There was only one bit that I got slightly confused about, and I'm wondering if that might be affecting what we were doing just now. So the AI is not in a fire zone. That's right. Now, if it was a normal move, it'd move fewer number of hexes towards. However, if it's a low risk, it'll not move into short range fire zone or into close combat. Okay. Let's pull him back. I know you can just skip on a little bit if I'm going on too much, but I know I keep going there. The AI will move into another non-fire zone hex that is closer. We can't do that. Again, this was a low risk move option. And then the next one's a low risk move option 2. The AI will move into a fire zone hex that has a DM that has a DM that is closer. They can't do that either. So then the next one is regarding a normal move. The next low risk one, if the AI cannot move closer, it will repeat the steps above to try and improve its position without increasing the distance. Just without increasing. Doesn't need to decrease it, just doesn't need to increase it. And it says, i.e., move out of a fire zone or into DM or towards flank, 5.2. And that's the bit that I'm looking at. Towards the flank. That's what I'm doing, definitely. I agree with what's written there. So there we go. Right, well, I'm going to stick with that for now. And I'm sure there's going to be other cases that'll come up. I'm still going to stick by that one now until I get told differently. So that was a check on one. And you can see that guy's moved. Man, if he gets another low risk move, I'm going to move him into there. And if he gets another low risk move, he's going to go into there. And he's allowed to go into short range as long as that's not in his fire zone. But maybe we will actually see that happen, and then it'll show that it's maybe not a terrible move, you know. Okay, that's a check on a 1, isn't it? Yeah, it's not in any DM cover. And he gets a 2, so he's okay. Right, back to us. Well, do we want to consider doing anything about that? No, because I'm still hopeful that if he gets a normal move, he'll pop into there. Now, if he does a low risk move into there, I might then have to react and either pivot or move or do something. So I'll leave that situation just now, and we'll come back to this. Oh, right, we've got the flares, haven't we? And did that affect what he was doing there then? No. No. He was just the AI. Sorry, he was just the AI that was closest to a target, and he was low risk moving. Right, well, do we want to take this shot maybe? Because we can see him, he's in the open. For that matter, we can see this and these dogs as well. No, we can't. Because that's a blocking. That's blocking the line of sight. So although that guy can see them, that guy can't, and this guy's spent. So yeah, if we're going to take a shot, that's the only one we can do. I think we should maybe have a go at this. Yeah, I think so. Now we do have one cap. What about our cards? No, our cards aren't doing nothing for us. So what did I say? It's a 4, and remember it's only 2 to take the shot on as well, so it's nice. You know, if I was the Soviets right now, I would be saying, "Oh, it's going to cost me 4 to attack." I'm maybe not do that. So it's 2 against, and he's not in any defensive hex, but it is 13 he's got in his frontal defense. So it's 4 against 13, which is a 9. I could spend that cap and reduce it to an 8. No, I'm not going to spend the cap. We're just going to have a wild kind of just chuck one out there, and hopefully we get a 9. Yeah, let's do it. Let's keep our cap. Where will we? Yeah, one cap can be handy just to move a unit, maybe if it's in a bit of bother, you know. Well, no. Thing is, with a 9 you cannot get a critical hit. With an 8 you could, and I've rolled off quite a few double 6s. Go on then, I'm going to use my cap. So we need an 8 or greater. 6. Well, it's maybe worth a go. Maybe not. So that's us out of caps now. So we took that shot on. We're checking on a 2. And we got a 4. So he's still fresh. So that's good. We can consider moving him. And that's now, the flares have now gone. That only lasted the AI turn and our turn. Right, sorry, I got called away there. And I can't remember where I was. I think it's our... No. Well, it's not our turn. We just fired, didn't we? It's their turn. That was our spent check, I think. And that was their spent check for moving that unit. And that was the Walrus move towards. Yeah, okay. So yeah, the last action was me firing. And I've done the spent check and he's all good. So it's the AI, isn't it? Is that right? Yes, yes. I'm going to draw a card for the AI. So it's their turn. Hopefully that's right. Track's moving again. So if AI plus units less than or equal to 24, well, it definitely is. Oh dear, what is this? Misinformation doesn't sound good. Move the Soviet control marker prisoners. Oh yeah, I remember this one now. Well, it's not that I was right coast. Is it just one of them? Yeah, so move the Soviet control marker prisoners from hex D05 to hex I05. So we're moving the one from here. Yeah, that's C05. That's D05. And it's moving across to here. I05. So basically we've got the wrong information about where the prisoners are. So now we've got them split up. Which is not good. And the fact that the track's just moving like mad is yeah, we've got to start just moving, I think. Okay, well that was just the track movement. So what is the card saying? It's nothing up close. Oh, hang on. We took a shot, Grant. That was the last action, wasn't it? He'd fired. Yeah, I kind of knew I would forget that one as well. Well, we're okay though. So we've got to remember that he can be seen. And it doesn't matter if he's in a 0 DM hex with that one or not. It just, if a unit or AI fires, mark it with a penny, its muzzle flash reveals its location to all other units in the AI, giving them a normal line of sight range to it during this and the next turn. So that was in our turn and this AI turn of theirs. At the end of the next turn, which is the AI turn we're doing just now, we would remove the penny. Right. So, well, counteractions, yeah, hang on. Counteractions are, if the player passed, well, no. But the next part is AI closest to unit that fired, fire +1 caps or move towards. So I think they're going to fire back, aren't they? So the AI closest is going to be this guy. Because remember, he can now see him because of the muzzle flash. AI closest to unit that fired, fire +1 caps. That guy does not have line of sight. That building's in the way. He does, but he's closer. Yeah. In fact, this RE is 4 away. This is 4 away. But the RE does not have line of sight because of that building. This guy does have line of sight, so he's going to fire +1 caps. So it's a 4 against 12. 4, that's with the +1 caps against a 12, so he needs an 8. Well, that's what we were needing and we didn't get it. Hang on. Start messing things up now. Right, he needs an 8. So many times he's getting good die rolls. Right, that's a hit for us. Oh, not good. Yeah, it's the yellow cup, right? So a hit marker. Then I'll shuffle about. Kind of the first one we're drawing, isn't it? And we get suppressed. So, yeah, it's 1 extra to fire, and his fire's been reduced to by -2. Well, we do have follow me, which, you know what, I might be using that because I can use it on him. It's an auto rally. What is it to rally him? It's only a 7. He's not in colour either, so I'm not getting the +1. Right, that's going to be the end of the turn. The muzzle flash will come off now. Now the good thing is they're going to check on a... No, it's this guy that done it, isn't it? So they're going to check on a 3. Well, hopefully that still works as well. It's a 2, good. Right, so that's that maximum machine gun spent. And back to us. What are we on? 40 minutes. Yeah, I'll get another 10 minutes or so, and then I'll need to take a break anyway, I think. So I'm happy leaving that guy up the top still, just in the hope that that guy might move. I just also realised that this guy fired, so he has got the muzzle flash on him. So we could, if we wanted to, try and take a shot on him, but I mean, he's 12 plus 2 in the stone building, and we're suppressed, so probably just want to leave that, I think. So what do you want to do, Grant? I'm probably better rallying, I'm not. Because, I mean, there is a chance that this guy... Well, no, I can't see you though, Grant. I can't see you. Well, no, there's not... It's not as if... See, if there was a +1 DM hex round about me, I would move into that and maybe take the chance and roll for the rally. But then, rolling for the rally, you're also doing a spent check on a 5, so... Yeah, I'm going to follow me. So I'm going to auto rally... Not using caps, I've not got caps, so I'm going to need a 2 AP check, and it's got to be on the unit that you're rallying. So I'm going to use that card, automatically rally him, and then we've got to do a check on a 2 to see if he's spent. And we get a 3. Good. Right. That was a command order card as well, so that's even better. Right, and then that muzzle flash comes off. Right, we didn't fire, so no muzzle flash going on. It's back to the AI. They draw a green card and no movement on the track, thankfully. So nothing up close. Fire. Now, I don't think anything can fire. No, nothing's within 2. There's no muzzle flashes, flares, or anything like that. Right. AI and 0 DM hex. AI and 0 DM. Closest to a target. Loris move towards cover, closest to target. What's the cover one? Right. Right, okay. I think that guy is in a 0 DM hex, isn't he? He is. Well, you know what? This could be another move into the flank. Another controversial move into the flank. I'm just checking the card again. AI that's in a 0 DM, closest to a target. He is in a 0 DM hex, and he's 2 away from the target. He is closest. Yeah, definitely. So, can he low risk move towards cover closest to the target? There's the target. His closest cover could be here or here. Right? So that could be the targets. Now, I think you've got to kind of pick one of these in this situation anyway. Right, zoom in a bit, Grant. Explain yourself. This is his closest cover. This is his closest cover. They're both within 1. The other ones are within 2. So if it's this, if I have to move closer to that, then I can move into that. Move there. Well, can you? Because like we say, you can't move into a building's flank. And that's what you're trying to do here, Grant. So maybe this doesn't really technically work with us. It does if you're considering the unit, right? Because by me moving into that hex, I'm moving into that unit's flank. I'm not moving towards it, I'm moving into that unit's flank if I move in there. But this is not really what we're doing right now. We've found the target, but the target is not, it's kind of irrelevant. The target is not the target, if you like. The target is the actual cover that's closest to that target. So then your low risk move towards the cover closest to that target. So a low risk move towards either that hex there or that hex there. Now, again, I'm saying, well, we pick that one so that well, in saying that, that's moving as close to it as well. But that is moving into the unit's flank. You know, that's a tricky one. As written on the card, I don't think that move is legal. If we were only just doing AI, if it said AI and 0DM hex closest to a target, low risk move towards, I'd be totally on board with just moving that guy into there. Not a problem. Not a problem. Because he's moving from not being in his flank to being in his flank. And we know he can't move into there because, yeah, he can't do that. But, however, the instruction is not that. The instruction is low risk move towards the cover closest to that target. So that kind of takes away that flank move. Like I spoke about it last night. I think I said, when you're moving towards cover, or if it was a mission objective as well, then flank's kind of out the window, isn't it? But maybe you're also meant to take on board and say, well, okay, you can't move towards a building's flank, but when it talks about flank, it talks about, and then I'm maybe just starting to make things up here, but it talks about the closest unit's flank. You know, I'm kind of making up rules there, but maybe the intention would be that, you know. If you think about what we're talking about here, you know, this guy's wanting to move into the cover that's closest to that guy. And if it didn't say low risk, it would just move right into there. So I think that's going to be a big controversial one if you move into there though, Grant. But it still feels kind of like what the unit's trying to achieve. It's trying to get around the flank. And I know we're talking about a cover hex here just now, but I don't know if I should take this one on or not. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I should just let that one go. Yeah, I think I will. Although I'm not comfortable leaving it as well. I'm kind of thinking that would still probably be the intention, that it is moving towards this guy's flank. But the wording on the card, because it's moving to the cover, I'm just not comfortable with it. Right, so I'm going to look for the next AI, because that means we cannot achieve that. We cannot make that move. Well, hang on. You maybe could. Because am I not right in saying that I could move back into that cover if this was the target, and that would be moving towards it? Nah. So many questions in this. I don't know. Again, like I've said a lot of times, maybe it is just me. And yeah, and I've said this before as well. I'm sure a lot of you just get on with the game and just say, look, what is the best move for the AI there? What would, if you were to step in here in Rule 42, if none of these things are legal moves, I'll tell you what, there's maybe a lot of you would say that was the best move. You know? Because next move he gets, whether it's low risk or not, he's going to be moving into that guy's flank. You know? But I'm not here to be Rule 42, and I want to do it properly. I think that's worth a question as well. When, in fact, why not just go and ask it then? It was, I got a reply. Sorry, I didn't say, did I? I got a reply quite quickly there from Scott, who's in Scotland as well, so maybe that's why I got the reply quick. Not that he's, like, I just mean time zone wise. And it was about my furthest from. And he says, my question was, and it was furthest from the unit that just acted, remember? And we were looking at these being 4 away, and this guy was 6 away. However, this guy was like 10 away or something. And he was literally the furthest unit from that. And my question was, how do you look at that instruction? Do you look at it literally? Or do you still consider furthest from closest that just acted? And kind of in the rules, that's what I went with, didn't I? But again, I'm 100% sure. No, I'm not. So that's the question. Scott said that he's always played it that he would do it literally for that. However, he does link. It's 5.01, is it? Or is it the last part of this? I think it's in here somewhere. It's where it states that the AI will always target its closest. Try to find it here now. He did link the rule, but I'm not at the computer. So he did say, he basically said that's how he played it, but however, it could be that it's meant to be the way that I played it. So I just replied back saying that, yeah, I mean, my initial thought was how you play it, but going by the rules, I kind of feel like that's right. But we'll see if we get any more to that. Yeah, so what were you going to do? Ask a question. I don't know if I want to ask this question. And it's about what cover do you pick? If there's 2 covers that are equally as close to the unit, which one do you pick? I can only think I'm going to get back an answer saying you just randomise between them. But you can see here, and again, this is maybe because the AI is maybe not as detailed as it, maybe it could be. It is detailed enough. It's a good AI. I like it. And I was just about to say there if Mr. Butterfield was involved, but however, he was involved in this, so I cannot say that. Certainly if it was the Enemy Action series of games, I'm pretty sure there would be an instruction that led this guy around to the flank of this guy, even though it was talking about moving towards the cover that's closest to the guy. What I mean is, it would say that this was the cover that you would look at because it's closest to its flank. In fact, you know what? That's how that should be looked at. And okay, it's maybe not written in the rules like that, but if there's 2 separate covers, you look to the cover that's closest to the flank. Surely that's right. Surely if somebody was to insert a rule or to be revised, it would say something like that. Because I wouldn't want to move towards this one, because it's right in front of it. But move towards that one, it's moving around the back. So I'm going to say that is the cover that we need to move towards here. Low risk move towards. And we cannot do it. Because I'm going to say that we're not considering moving to the unit's flank. Right, Grant, you're getting too much into that. Right, I'm going to look for somebody else and we'll get this part finished off because that 10 minutes just disappeared there. So who's the next AI that is, what are we doing? That's in a 0DM hex that's closest to a target. This guy's not. This guy is in a 0DM hex, so it's maybe him. He's 1, 2, 3, 4 away. 1, 2, 3, 4 away. He's 4 away from both of them. Can he low risk move to them both? He can. Yeah, he can. So he's got 2 targets. Yeah, so he's the AI. Right, hang on. We've got another one across here, Grant. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. He's in a 0DM hex as well. You know what? This guy is 1, 2, 3, 4 away from him. And then his closest cover would be here or here. I want to say that he couldn't do any of that then. Yeah, I'm going to say that he couldn't even lower this move towards him, I don't think. Towards his closest cover, which is either here or here, like I've said. No. 1, 2, here, here or here. Well, it could lower this move to that one. Okay, I'm going to ponder on this one. After going on about it for the last 10 or 12 minutes, or maybe longer. And I might go and ask a question about how do you decide which cover. I'm going to go and search for it first, actually, just in case there's... How do you decide which cover if there's more than one that's closest? And my guess is it's going to be a random thing. But I could see how... Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Okay, but I'm just getting myself in a bit of a tizzy here, so I think I need to take a break and maybe think on this a little bit. So I'll finish this part here. I'll leave the card out. So it is still the AI's turn, and we're trying to carry out the middle tactical instruction there. Okay, I'll get this uploaded and go and do some homework and see if we can find something, and I'll be back in a bit. Okay, cheers.